everyone. Here are your Go Formative questions from April 27th to May 1st. Number 1, a student will estimate the value of this expression. Which of the following is closest to the value of the expression? So this week you watched a few videos to review, and you reviewed that estimation is a rough calculation and not an exact answer. You also reviewed some strategies to estimate, and one was to estimate by using friendly numbers. A friendly number is a number that's easy to compute mentally. So for example, 76 and 36 hundredths, the friendly number for that is 75. 24 and 73 hundredths has a friendly number of 25 because they're very close and easy to compute. So for your problem, 491 is really close to 500. 972 is really close to 1,000. Now you can start reducing this number. If you have a 0 on the numerator and denominator, you can just get rid of it. Now we have 5/10, and we can reduce it more. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So our first number is just 1/2. Now do the same thing with the second number, the 101 over 299. Think, what is 101 really close to, and what is 299 really close to? If there's extra zeros, just get rid of them and reduce the number, and then you should find your answer. Number 2. Victor wants to estimate the sum of this expression. Which of the following is closest in value to the sum? So this week in a video that you watched, you reviewed another strategy for estimation, which is to estimate by clustering. This strategy works best when all numbers round to approximately the same number. So all of these numbers here are very close to 6. So instead of this, we just change it to 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is the same as 6 times 4. Here in your problem, you also have 4 numbers, and now you have to think, what are these numbers really close to? Are they close to 20, 25, or 30? Number 3, Amanda bought 4 bags of potatoes at a market. Each bag of potatoes weighed 5 75 hundredths pounds. Which of the following expressions can be used to find the total weight in pounds of the bags of potatoes Amanda bought? So this week, Mrs. Schlankofer showed you an example using an area model, multiplying a decimal by a whole number. So the decimal 5 and 21 hundredths is just broken up into its parts. There's a 5, 2/10, and 1/100. And then the 6 is just a 6. In each box, we just have to do some multiplication. The first box was 6 times 5, the second box was 6 times 2/10, and the third box was 6 times 1/100. After that, we added them all together. 6 times 5 plus 6 times 2/10 plus 6 times 1/100. In this problem, you just can visualize it the same way. The 5 and 75 hundredths is broken up into its parts, and then the 4 is just a 4. The first box you know is 4 times 5. Think it through with the other 2 boxes, and remember you have to add them all together in the end, and then just see which answer matches. Number 4. Terry has a total of 8 and 1/10 pounds of meat to make meatballs. He will use 3/10 pound of meat to make each meatball. What is the total number of 3/10 pounds meatballs Terry can make with 8 and 1/10 pound of meat? So in the videos you watched this week, you reviewed how to divide decimals using the hundredths chart. So here was the example that you looked at. This one, you were dividing 2 and 75 hundredths pounds of barbecue peanuts into packages of 55 hundredths pounds each. So you started by coloring in the 2 and 75 hundredths. Here was the 2, and 75 hundredths. And then you went back and just circled groups of 55 hundredths. Okay, you just went through the whole thing, and to get your answer, you counted up how many groups you have. For this, you just have to do the same thing. You're going to start by coloring in 8 1/10 pounds, so color in 8 holes, and then 1/10 of the last one, and break them up into groups of 3/10. So you're going to go back and circle groups of 3/10. Remember, the 10th is just one long cheese stick, so groups of that. Then you just count up how many groups you have total, and that should give you your answer. Last one. The 7 children in a family equally shared 4 pizzas. All the pizzas were the same size. Which fraction represents the amount of pizza in each child's share? So this week in the videos that you watched, you reviewed that fractions are just another way to write division problems. So 1/2 is just another way to write 1 divided by 2. 2/3 is another way to write 2 divided by 3. 3/4 is another way to write 3 divided by 4. You also reviewed that the number being divided or chopped up goes in the numerator on the top, and the number it's being divided by goes on the denominator. So remember, don't chop up people. People never get divided up. So think about what's being chopped up and who it's being divided into.